Hey Londa loves, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, watch how I slay this pinky, peachy, warm and glittery glamorous look featuring the Amerezy Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. Okay, let's get started. And now guys, here I am using the Juvia's Place concealer in the color 17 to conceal and prime under the eye to get it ready for eyeshadow. Now using a beauty blender, I'm just going to basically press the concealer into the eyelid. Now I'm going to set my eyes after concealing with the Fenty Pro Filter powder in Banana. And I'm just going to use a concealer brush. Take a little bit and just tap it over the eye. Now I'm ready to start adding that color. Again, I'm going to be using the Amerezy color palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And the first color that I'm going to be choosing is OMG. I'm going to use this color for my transition color. And I'm just going to swipe that across the lid using a back and forth motion, almost like a windshield wiper type of motion. The next color that I'm going to be choosing is New Yorker. And I'm just going to put that over the top of OMG. Again, in the back and forth motion. Now I'm going to do a small cut crease. This is where I want all the glitters that I'm going to be using to pop a little bit more. So I'm going to start with the lower lash line, and then I'm just basically going to build up to the top of the crease where I want everything to end. So again, that's the Juvia's Place in color 17. I love this concealer, guys. It's so creamy and it just blends perfectly. And I'm still working my way up. I'm just about to where I want it to be. And this is where I'm going to place those glitters to make the eye pop a little bit more. Now I'm going to go in with the color Barb. That's that first glitter color that we're going to be using, and I'm going to put it in the inner corner, just a little bit, not a lot, just right in that inner corner. Start by using a tapping motion. You only need a little bit of glitter at a time. Glitter can be very messy, guys, so take your time with this. You don't need to rush the process. Next color that we're going to be using is Anastasia. And Anastasia, we're going to put where the barb ends, and we're going to put it to the rest of the eyelid, right on top of the concealer, so that they blend together. Again, using a tapping motion so that you don't have a lot of fallout. The next color that we're going to use is Simsa, and we're going to put that right over the top of where your concealer and all of your glitters end. This is what we're going to use to transition the colors together. Using a backward motion, again, we're building that color right over your cut crease. And now we're going to go in with the Mary Kay liquid eyeliner. And I'm going to do just a small cat eye because I really want these eye colors to pop. So I don't want to overdo it with the eyeliner. I'm just using small strokes, but I want to use the flat part of the tip of the liner. And I'm just using like feather-like strokes, very lightly, so we don't overdo it. Because again, we really want this eyeshadow to pop. Now it's the time to spice this look up. We're about to get lit with Liddy, guys. And we only want to use a little bit of this at a time because we can have a little bit of fallout. So we're going to apply it with our finger using a tapping motion. Pressing and tapping, pressing and tapping. And it's going to give us instant pop, instant glam. I love this color. It is so beautiful, guys. Now it's time to do the same thing to the bottom lashes, guys. We're going to go in with the color OG. We're going to follow it with New Yorker. We're also going to be using the color 1988, followed by Simsa, right under the lower lash line. And we're going to layer these colors on, guys. Now this is where the eyes come alive. I'm going to go in with the color Amerezy. This is one of my favorite colors in this palette. We're going to apply that in the lower lash line right over the other colors. And it's going to really wake this eye up. Now we're going to go in with the Ulta Beauty Kohl Black Eyeliner, and we're going to put this in our waterline. Now we're going to add some hydration to the skin. We're going to use the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist to give us some great hydration. We're going to mist that all over the face and just kind of let it sit in for a moment. Feels so good. Now it's time to prime the face. We're going to use the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas Primer. And we're going to dot it all over and just rub it in, just like we would a lotion or moisturizer. Just rub it all in, get it all into the creases of your skin. Now it's time for foundation. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Foundation in the color 360. I love how hydrating this formula is. I'm going to use a beauty blender and just putting a couple swipes of the foundation on. You don't really need a whole lot. It's very, very concentrated. Now I'm going to use a beauty blender to take the foundation and push it into the skin. Using a tapping motion pushes it into the pores to give you like an airbrush look. See how beautiful that looks? And I'm just tapping and pressing, and it gives you such a flawless look. Now I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Cream Cheek Color in the color Petal Popping. And I'm just going to take a couple dabs and hit it at the highest points of my cheeks. I'm going to use a foundation brush to tap it into the skin. Foundation brushes are great for cream cheek colors. Now I want to highlight underneath the cheeks, so I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Banana Powder once again, right underneath the cheek color and my bronzer, and just swiping that in. Now it's on to lashes, guys. And whose lashes are we going to be using? Of course we're going to be using my lashes in the style Donatella. My lashes are London Lashes and they can be found on my website. I will put the link in the description box below. But before we do our lashes, we're going to go in with a little bit of mascara. I love the Lancome Monster Big. It really volumizes your lashes, but we're only going to use just a little bit today, just a little bit. And you just want to coat the bottom lashes only, just to lift them up so that the lash can sit down and be supported. Now I'm going to use the Duo Quick Set Adhesive to apply my lashes with. Using tweezers, apply the lash to the lash line, directly to the center of the lash line. You might need to wiggle the lash around to get it to adhere, but the main objective is to get it directly into the middle of the lash line. Then you can pull the corners down where you need them to go. Now I'm going to use the ColourPop lip pencil in the color Bumble, and I'm just going to follow the natural shape of my lips, making sure we get that Cupid's bow, guys. That's the highest point on the lips that pops, and that's the first thing that people see. Then I want to intense the color by adding BFF2 in ColourPop, going right over the top. Now I'm going to go on with the ColourPop Lippy Stick in the color Cookie. And I'm going to put that right in the middle of the lips to create an ombre effect. Now on to a lip gloss. I'm going to be using the NYX Butter Gloss. I couldn't decide on the color, guys, but I did finally decide on Madeline. It's a neutral latte brown color, and I'm going to pop that right in the center for a little bit of shine. It's beautiful. Now it's on to highlighting, guys. I'm going to use the Amerezy by Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighting palette. Look at that color, guys. I can't wait to try this. But first of all, I'm going to use the Morphe Continuous Spray Facial Mist. And just a fine mist is all you need. Looks like I got a little carried away though. Now I'm going to apply the highlighter to the highest points of the cheeks. You always want to apply your highlighter, guys, to the highest points of your face. That's your cheeks, also across the forehead, right above the eyebrow area, across the nose, anywhere where the light naturally gravitates to. Look at that glow.